We are joined on the phone by State Assembly member Nathan Fletcher.
He is a Marine combat veteran who served in Iraq. Good morning, Nathan. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, good morning. I actually also served in the U.S. Embassy in Yemen and a few of them in Africa as well.
Well, then it would be really interesting to get, your reaction to hearing, what happened over the past few days, especially with the death of the U.S. ambassador.
Yeah, to lose a U.S. ambassador, someone who was assigned to an embassy and worked out of an embassy, this is the first time since 1979 when the U.S. ambassador to Afghanistan was killed that we've lost an ambassador. And it's a very, very serious thing, and I think it highlights the very real risk that our foreign service officers, our diplomats, our Marines who guard the facilities, the very real risk they take on a daily basis. And I can assure you that there's no force more motivated to ensure the safety of those embassies than the U.S. Marines who guard them, and the entire intelligence community to find those who are responsible for this and bring them to justice.
And so quickly, based on what you just said, your reaction to the fact that Libyan officials are now reporting 4 people are under arrest and many more perhaps are still being surveilled at this point?
Well, I think there has to be a clear statement that gets made that it doesn't matter if you attack an American on American soil like happened on September 11th, or you attack an American on American soil in another country, which is what our U.S. embassies and consulates are, that there will be a swift price to pay. Because really the safety of all Americans abroad is predicated on this basic belief that the American government will always defend Americans. And so it helps ensure the safety of not just our diplomats, but all of our tourists who travel around the world and just Americans in general. And so I think it's really important that there be a swift response, but not only from the U.S. government, but also from our allies, the Libyan government and the Egyptian government and others, to try and restore calm and order and ensure the safety of American citizens.
Nathan, since yesterday, speaking of response, 50 Marines from what we've been reporting since yesterday are on their way to that area. How exactly does the Marine Corps work with the State Department to assist, in the security of the embassies and all the consulates, really not only there, but all over the world?
Yeah, throughout the world, one of the things the Marine Corps is charged with, in addition to just simply being the best branch of the U.S. military, biased as I am as a Marine, but one of the really core functions of the Marine Corps is the Marine Security Guard program. And that's the absolute best of the best Marines who are stationed around the world, and they guard and protect and defend our American embassies. And then they have what's called FAST companies, or FAST teams, that are counterterrorism, highly trained, rapidly deployable response teams, which is what you saw move into Libya. And so what they'll do in a situation like this is provide reinforcements and security embassies that were attacked. And I suspect not only those, but all of them in the region that are vulnerable or potentially at risk. And I had someone say 50 Marines doesn't seem like a lot. 50 Marines into a small embassy is a lot. When you look at the 2 warships that have been moved into the region, you look at the potentials of UAVs and drones, I think that there's a fairly significant U.S. response to what's happened.
Quickly, Nathan, if you can, what do you expect will happen next?
Well, I expect, if you go back, it's easy to forget in 1988, 1998, the U.S. embassies in Africa were attacked. The embassy in Kenya was almost completely destroyed. There were 11 people killed. And what you saw was a refortification and a redefense and a rebuild-up. And I think that we'll see that. And part of this is the balance that has to be struck between security, but also ensuring, an American embassy abroad is not only a place where American citizens go, it's a place where foreigners go when they want to get a visa, when they want to do business with the U.S. And out of our embassy is not only our Marines and our State Department, but you also have representatives of the Commerce Department and the Agricultural Department and the FBI and these other branches of government. And so it really does have to be a functioning office, and you always err on the side of security, but you have to make sure it continues to function. And so I think specifically what you'll see is a refocus on security, a refocus on the protections afforded to the ambassador and the U.S. personnel that are there, and then probably some efforts to better coordinate with the countries where our embassies are, because we really do depend on them for a lot of security as well.
Right. State Assembly member Nathan Fletcher, we thank you for your time this morning, sir. Thank you.
Good to talk to you guys. Thanks.
Fleet Week underway.